The Cicada Group is a Zimbabwean agroforestry concern with significant investments in timber, macadamias, avocados, and bananas. Over the last 20 years, we have built a strong and stable platform with over 20,000 hectares of productive agricultural land, 10,000 hectares of conservation areas, and we now have over 1,000 employees. This platform gives us a unique opportunity to respond to the challenges of the 21st century. For around us, the world is in flux. Ecosystems are collapsing, the climate is changing, and even as global demand for food grows, we face a large range of existential threats. Farmers the world over need to rise to this challenge, embracing a longer-term view of profits that will benefit both people and nature, and that will lead to true prosperity. After all, agriculture is foundational. Everything we eat comes from the earth. The way we farm has the power to do great good or irreparable harm. Of course, true prosperity can only be achieved in the pursuit of clear financial incentives. But we must not view profits in isolation. When driven only by profits, farming degrades soils, pollutes rivers, damages ecosystems, emits carbon, and drives deforestation. We too have played our part in this. But we must now shift course and demonstrate a more sustainable future for agriculture. We are an important part of an ecosystem, an interdependent group of businesses, communities, habitats, and creatures. To be truly sustainable, the whole ecosystem must flourish. We only have one planet. We need to look after it. Our estates lie in the eastern highlands of Zimbabwe, which hosts 3 IUCN important biodiversity areas and several of Zimbabwe's key national parks, forests, and botanical reserves. Our footprint covers major river systems like the Pungwe and Rusitu rivers, and our estates contain important islands of remnant rainforest. These forests act as critical carbon sinks, and they also regulate water supply and contribute to healthy river systems. These fragile ecosystems host a wealth of plants and wildlife, but they are under increasing threat. Invasive weeds like bee bush and lantana are spreading fast and will soon overwhelm the few patches of forest we have left. That is why we formed restoration teams to clear dangerous and invasive exotic species from our estates.
This has all been cleared, this whole area through here. 3 months ago, it looked like Mordor. It was so dense with exotic vegetation. So it's taking a while to recover, but it's getting there. Look at this. Can't believe we've got seeds from indigenous plants already. Those saplings have really sprouted up since then. Look how quickly things can bounce back. Just amazing.
The cleared invasive weeds are then removed and chipped with a mobile chipper to be made into compost. The compost is turned regularly, and when it is broken down, it is applied to our plantation trees, reducing our fertilizer usage. Of course, making enough compost for our large plantations is a huge undertaking, and we have only just begun this journey. But reductions in toxic chemical use leads to healthier soils, and this is one of our key aims.
I think that the whole idea of monoculture is what we're trying to address. Get pest build-up, get disease build-up, and it just gets worse and worse each year.
This is why we have begun to trial regenerative agriculture techniques.
We understand beyond a shadow of a doubt that that's what has to be done. And so the introduction of the cattle into the fields, the introduction of the sheep, they are keeping the grass down, clearly, which saves us on mowing. They're providing manure for the compost. And yeah, they're restoring what we hope is a bit of a balance back into the farmland, the soil.
We're also experimenting with improved pest management using poultry, like turkeys, which control harmful pests and minimize the need for dangerous pesticides. With reduced chemical use, we can also improve the purity of our rivers, ensuring that the water leaves our estates cleaner than when it entered.
A river is really just a lens of the catchment through which it flows. You can tell so much about the health of the catchment, the health of everything around it by what's concentrated in that river. There are a lot of agrochemicals and fertilizers coming in here. There is massive siltation from mining, from streamside cultivation. On every level there are issues with what's coming in there. If we turn over some rocks, I can definitely show you the sort of things we're looking for. Ah, that's exciting. I found a plecopteran as well. They are so sensitive. I know for the length of the time that that animal has been alive, this water has been clean. It's much cleaner already. It's already clean from the bridge down to here, hugely since it's been on this estate. So it's very, very encouraging.
In line with our net zero carbon pledge, over the next 20 years, we have set aside a world-leading 30% of our estates for conservation areas, which we will rewild, removing water-hungry invasive weeds from catchments, eliminating riverbank cultivation, and replanting indigenous trees.
We have done a huge stretch to say 30% at least of each estate will be put under conservation. And we're trying to link those, make sure that they're corridors. So any wildlife that exists in one part of that has actually got a safe corridor, can move through to another.
This means ecosystems will regenerate, dried up streams will flow once more, and islands of forests will once again be linked to create wildlife corridors, restoring the balance between man and nature. But we can only build a thriving business if we put people first. We are committed to the well-being of our workers, not only through the payment of a living wage, but we also provide social services like schooling, health, and recreation. But our estates must not become islands of prosperity. We need to share our economics and values with the communities around us. Beyond our borders, habitats are under even worse threat as people tackle poverty using the only asset they have available, their natural resources. We need to provide them with financial opportunities that are tied to responsible stewardship of the land. This is why we have developed our Outgrower scheme. We want to share our prosperity and values with those outside our borders. Dennis joined the scheme this year, where he receives grafted export-quality Haas Avo trees, which will hugely increase his income, in exchange for which he must clear invasive exotic species like lantana and bananas from the riverbeds, replant indigenous trees, and protect the natural bush. In a few years, he will supply us with export-quality fruit. Our supply chain will be expanded, and his forests and streams will regenerate.
Ini ndakabva ndatotema mabanana ari mudhuze nerwizi kuti ndiwe nechidakadaka chekuzvara miti yemusango kuti rwizi rwedu ruchengeteke mupopi river. Saka tikasima miti mvura yedu inodzoka pachinyakare zvayanga iri kare kare. Uye kana wazvara miti ziva kuti manje watoita kukama nezvipuka zvesango. Dzingawe shiri dzinowe kana dzikauya dzikamharawo miti so haubvumirwi kubaya shiri idzodzo ishamwari.
To drive change, we need to educate and inspire the next generation. Moses lives on the Katio estate. Every morning he walks to school at Chisuko Secondary School, where field officers like Tilda teach the students about conservation agriculture and ecosystem regeneration.
I work with the agricultural teacher, so I'll be teaching the kids conservation farming.
Nhasi tadyara miti tikaisa mulching mubeans. Saka tagadzira compost manure yedu.
Ndinonzi Chantel. Ndiri head girl paChisuko Secondary School. Totema lantana just because hapana mumwe miti inozokwanisa kumera pasi payo or even pa area inenge iri. And indigenous trees tinoidyara kuti tiwane mweya kufema. Pazvandaona miti ikatemwa panoitika soil erosion So it is the best kusima miti yakawanda than kutema.
It feels so good to come back to this school. I need to teach the kids. You need to pay back to your community.
The task before us is huge. It requires both significant investment and a commitment from all our stakeholders. So our strategy has been designed not only to make long-term business sense, but also to enhance the lives of the communities we depend upon and to look after the earth for future generations. If we don't rise to this challenge, our last remaining ecosystems may disappear, and the opportunities we have to make a difference for the next generation may be lost.
Success, we can look at incrementally as well. It's like, are we better this year than last year?
At my age group, we probably had our heads in the sand far too long. Yeah, we just need to get on and do something about it.
Uye futi izvi tiri kuitira remangwana redu kuva mhuri dzedu dzetiri kubereka kuti vazive kuti muti wakakosha uye rwizi rwakakosha.
Cicada, with its platform of people, natural resources, commitment, and imagination, is uniquely placed to deliver this vision of true prosperity. We cannot be an island. We are part of the ecosystem, one organism amongst many. If any part of that ecosystem fails, we all fail. We must give back to the soil what we take out. We must provide opportunities for people to flourish. We must restore balance as we create a profitable, brighter future. Cicada, growing better.